Ladies and gentlemen, grab your seeds, grab your gum. Welcome
to the Dirt and Turf podcast. I got you.
And here we go. Sorry, I'm experiencing technical difficulties once again with my mic. Normally happens.
I got you. I said the rest of the opening for you. Could do that.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. But yes, I am Cobra. I'm joined by Kat and Tyler. Say hello, everyone.
How's it going?
Hey.
All right. Tyler wasn't with us last week, so couldn't enjoy her boasting about the Orioles' domination on the Yankees. Shame.
24 runs in 2 games. 24 runs in 2 games.
Yep. Shame.
Oh, and now, gosh, if I'm not mistaken, the Orioles are now in first place in the AL East.
Yes, but we will get to that because we have more important matters to address, because there's a certain team I mentioned last week that was on a bit of a winning streak, thanks to Grimace, but it seems like their luck has finally run out because it's return of LOLMETS reigning supreme once again.
Lol.
Lol. LOLMETS.
Poor Matt.
Primarily, their closer, Edwin Diaz, getting popped for a 10-game suspension because he had an illegal substance on his glove. Most likely that.
How shocking.
Yeah, I don't know if that illegal substance was spider tack or whatever, but whatever it was deemed illegal enough to get a 10-game suspension, turning Edwin Diaz into the return of the meme himself, EDLOSE Diaz.
Oh, Diaz!
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And of course, since this is the end of June,
Cobra.
The end of June.
It's the end of June.
The end of his microphone.
It's the end of June, and I'm gonna have mic issues. Apparently, great.
Apparently, that's all right.
Go ask your brother for his mic.
No, I don't know. No, I'm not asking him for his mic. Okay, I think it has something to do with Discord on this laptop. Unfortunately, I don't have money.
Okay, it's all good. It happens.
It happens. So we're going to, like I said, LOLMETS, they have bigger fish to fry other than EDLOSE Diaz, experiencing a 10-game suspension because they have to pay a player who's no longer under franchise, but is definitely under payroll, and we celebrate it every July 1st. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, LOLMETS!
I wonder if they have to pay.
They still have to pay it for like the next 5 years, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken.
2035.
Oh, yeah.
11 more years. 11 more years. Yeah.
What a terrible deal. He's got a really great agent, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when who owned the Mets before that? Was it Ponzi? Yeah, I think
the Alderson.
Yeah, it was like whoever owned him by the time. I think it was Ponzi. But when Bobby Bonilla, made out like a bandit. I hope you enjoyed that money, man. But Tyler, this is now your segment. We're going to get to the standings after you give the awards of the month.
Awards of the month? Ooh, so our best hitters of the month. Ooh, let's see. We got for batting average right now. It's Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani had a hell of a fucking June.
I would too if I got away with gambling in baseball.
And then you put balling behind Berserk and Profar, and I don't know what size it's Rengifo, so I think it's his name. It plays for the Angels.
Right.
And home runs. Aaron Judge has 30. Hunter Henderson has 26.
Speaking a little bit about Aaron Judge, he's opted out of the All-Star game like a little bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he has.
I don't understand the guys that do that. Like, you're playing another baseball game.
Why
wouldn't you play another baseball game?
I can understand football. I don't understand this because the All-Star games for the other leagues have implications. They decide home field advantage in baseball, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't anymore.
Oh, shit.
They have.
That sucks.
They haven't in about 10 years.
Right.
And we're gonna go over to pitching now. Nope.
Tyler.
I can find it.
Pitching.
I'm going over to pitching. Right now, Seth Lugo, a former Met, is tied for first with not only a former as Boston Red Sox / White Sox, Chris Sale, and then Ranger Suarez at 10. This is the top three tied for first at 10 wins apiece.
Wow.
Well, interestingly enough, I keep remembering a friend of the channel, Your Name Tree, having Seth Lugo accompanied by Twisted Metal 3 death sound effects.
Oh, well, Cat's gonna like this. Corbin Burns and Rodriguez, D. Rodriguez. I don't know his first name. Rodriguez is tied for fourth at 9.
Nice.
Ooh.
Both are. Okay, ERA. Ronaldo Lopez at 1.70 ERA. Ranger Suarez at a 2.01 and a Tanner Houck at a 2.18.
Nice.
Wow.
And now the last two I'm gonna do. For saves, Ryan Hesley for St. Louis at 28 saves. Emmanuel Clase at 25. And Kyle Finnegan, or like the hell his name is, at 22 for Washington.
Right.
And last one is strikeout. Tyler Glasnow is leading the league. That's no shocker. Glasnow's Glasnow. Garrett Crochet and Dylan Cease.
Wow.
All right. And is that it?
That is it for the top stats for the month.
All right.
And Gunnar Henderson's looking to go 3 in a row for Rookie of the Month and for the AL.
Nicely done, Gunnar Henderson.
About right.
Nice done.
Sounds about right.
So now let's get into the standings.
Ooh, the standings. El Standos.
Tyler, kill it. All right. So we currently have the Orioles at the top of the AL East, that's where we're starting. 51-30, 630 win percentage, but they're 4 of their last 10. Kat's really excited about that, if you can hear the joy in her voice.
And also, they are on a 2-game win streak, so...
Yeah. Yes, you can, Tyler.
I want to... Okay, and then second place, not by much. They're basically tied, pretty much. But the Yankees are actually on a downward stretch right now. They're 2-8 in their last 10, and are losing in their last 4 games. They're all losses.
You let the Mets walk all over you.
Yeah, the Mets absolutely put 30 up, put 30 run in the last 2 series, which are the Orioles and the Mets. They put up almost 70 runs.
Talk about a gong show.
Okay.
And
wow.
And right behind,
how the mighty have fallen.
And right behind them, and nipping for a wild card spot, is the Boston Red Sox. 43-37. Last 10 games in their last 10.
The Red Sox are on the rise. I'll do the Rays. Rays are 40-41, 494, 11 games back. They're on a 1-game losing streak, but they're 7-3 in their last 10.
Correct. It's also, I feel like their luck has kind of run out a little bit. And the Blue Jays are at the bottom of the AL East. 37-43, 13 and a half games back, 3 of their last 10. I was hoping for more out of the Blue Jays, but that's what you get for hoping.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Now, in the AL Central, we have the Cleveland Guardians, who are actually second in the MLB for win percentage. 51-28, 646 win percentage, 7 of the last 10. They're the current leaders of the AL Central and have a pretty
They
have a pretty good chokehold over it right now.
And then you got the Minnesota Twins at 556 win percentage, with 6-4 in their last 10, and they're on a 2-game winning streak.
I told you, the Minnesota Twins were going to do this type of stuff last week.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I can't remember. It's been a really long week.
I told you the Twins actually overtook the Royals last week. You know, when we were discussing this, because
the Twins are streaky.
Yes, they are. The Twins are a little bit sneaky. Speaking of the Royals have a 542 win percentage at 45-38, 8 games back of the Guardians, but are 4 of their last 10. Then you have the Detroit Tigers falling 37-44, 457 win percentage, 15 games back, 3 of their last 10.
Ouch.
I mean, hey, it could be worse. You could beat Old Sox.
The Chicago White Sox, we got 31 games behind. If you hear me right, 31 games behind. And they're 3-7 in their last 10.
So they at least have some wins, but they yeah. And the worst part about it is you can't rev up the tanks for the White Sox. But let's get away from them for a minute. There's only so much you can do. Pointing and laughing only does so much. It only brings so much joy into our hearts. All right, AL West. The Seattle Mariners are in danger of losing their lead. They have a 554 winning percentage, 46-37, but in their last 10 games, they only won 4. Because sneaking behind them is the Houston Astros,
which are actually 500 right now,
right?
And they are 8-2, and they're on a 7-game winning streak right now.
Correct. And that's why I said
that is a bit surprising.
Only 4.5 games back from the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners need to step it up. You know, don't do this to your fans. Your fans can only be provided with so many solo cups to protect their nards. You got to protect the nards of doom, my friends.
We're not left. Are we on the Angels now?
No, we're on the Rangers. Rangers, 37-44, 457 win percentage, 8 games back, 4 of the last 6. Now we're on the Angels.
We got the Angels, which aren't last place right now, even though you just still sell the team.
Yes, Artie Moreno, sell the team.
My goodness.
Yep. And then, unfortunately, I'm sad to say, it's the Oakland Athletics.
Wow, wrong sport, Tyler. Wow, you're definitely thinking about football. Reminding us of the rundown. Or not the rundown, but the hard count.
Anyway, but on the Oakland Athletics, like I said the last few podcasts about the Athletics, I feel bad for you guys as fans that you have to go through this. Losing your team to Vegas, like you did the Raiders.
Yep.
It sucks, but you guys stay strong. Even though you guys are in last place, you guys still have a great fan base.
Yes.
Keep up the positivity.
Well, and
exactly.
I guarantee you, the owners of those two teams are friends, and the
no doubt.
Raiders. The Raiders owner said, "Hey, man, come down to Vegas."
Well, I mean, they definitely said it over a bunch of PF Changs, you know. So let's call a spade because we know Mark Davis had been addicted to PF Changs. But that's enough about football. We're on baseball.
It's Mark Davis. What do you expect?
Yes. So now we're on the NL. We're talking about the Philadelphia Phillies, the best team in baseball. Yep.
They're doing something right up there.
53-28, 654 win percentage, 6 of the last 10. I mean, it helps that they have Kyle Schwarber, who I swear every time you hear him hit a home run, You just hear the Nest Bat sound effects from Smash Brothers.
Yup.
Never again.
Yep, I know what you're saying.
I don't remember the sound effect for Smash Brothers.
I'll have to send you. All right.
Oh yeah.
So
then we got the Atlanta Braves,
mm-hmm.
which are 44-35, 557 win percentage. Their last 2 games, they're they're like right there, despite the injuries.
Yep.
Chris Sale and what's his name? Max Fried are holding that team together.
Yes.
Right now.
The Mets are batting .500. As we said last week, they channeled the power of Grimace. But we'll see what happens later because they lost their best closer, EDLOSE Diaz. And yes, because he got suspended, I have to say lose because he's not winning right now. He's suspended. And then we have the Washington Nationals, who are kind of skidding a little bit. 38-42.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, 38-42, 4.75 win percentage, 4 of the last 10, 14.5 games back. And then the Marlins, 29-52, 358 win percentage, 24 games back. 6 out of the last 10, they might overtake the Nationals if the Nationals don't step it up. And now we are on the NL Central, and we're on to onto baseball's hockey team, the Milwaukee Brewers. Which speaking of hockey,
well, they're doing something too if they're leading their league.
Yep. Which speaking of hockey, congratulations, Florida Panthers, on winning the Stanley Cup. So I had to give that shout out a little bit. Then trailing right behind them is the St. Louis Cardinals, 41-39, finally away from 500. 6.5 games back, though. They got to do more than this because nipping at their heels is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates are. Oh, don't worry, he's not here. I don't smell Iron City beer. And why do I hear an IROC Camaro? I gotta get this out soon. 39-41, 8.5 games back, but 6 of the last 10. And you're not interrupting me. You're not interrupting me because the Pirates are going to take over them ratbirds known as the Cardinals. They are in Arizona, and we know they're. Wait. I'm drunk. I need a Yingling. That city ain't doing it for me. Still I got Super Bowl. Thanks, Yinzer. And sorry about that. The Yinzer likes to show up every time a Pittsburgh team comes up, and he's also he's excited for football. He wants the Steelers to go to the Super Bowl so bad, even though we know they won't. Cincinnati Reds, 38-41, 10 games back. They've overtaken the Cubs. All right, Redlegs. Go. All right, Cincinnati Redlegs. 4 of the last 10 though. But they're holding their own, especially against the Cubs, who are only a half game back behind them in last. They're also 4 of the last 10. 38-44.
I'm pretty sure the NL Central is the closest pack of teams.
It is, and that's going to be a slobber knocker type of fight club to see who gets the wild card spot.
Probably why the Brewers have had so many brawls. They're just practicing.
Well, yes, yeah, exactly, because they know, especially when they enter into Yinzerland.
Yes.
And speaking of fight, talk about the division that doesn't have any fight. Their leader, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Rob Manfred's favorite team. That's why he protected famous responsible gambler Shohei Ohtani.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Like there's really there's no
biasy and favoritism. That's all it is. They're 51 and 39, 51 and 31.
Money talks, boys. Money talks.
Exactly. Especially when the Dodgers are basically copying the same playbook of the 90s Yankees. 51 and 31, 622 win percentage, 8 of the last 10. But strangely, there is a little bit of fight with the San Diego Padres. 44 and 41, 518, 8.5 games back, 7 of the last 10, especially with famous responsible user of steroids, Fernando Tatis. Had to mention that. And then we have the Arizona Diamondbacks.
These guys are just
where the team the Arizona Diamondbacks, the team most famous for being a no-bird zone. 39 and 42, they're 481, 11.5 games back, but they're holding steady 5 and 5 in the last 10. Behind them are the San Francisco Giants, 39 and 43, with a 476 win percentage, 12 games back, 4 of the last 10, though. Oof. And finally, the Colorado Rockies.
The Rockies.
27.
I'm sorry, Colorado.
Yeah. 27, 53, 338 win percentage, 23 games back, 2 of their last 10. And they, if it weren't for the White Sox, they'd be the worst team in baseball.
But you have Chicago.
Yeah, but Chicago.
We're just about at the halfway mark too, right?
Yeah, next month is the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be counting down the All-Star game when we get to it. But right now we are about to get ready to wrap up our podcast with the games of the weekend, brought to you by Fanatics. Look, Fanatics. We give Fanatics a lot of guff, but we have to admit they're unfortunately the only place where you can get your fan apparel. The NFL season's coming up, so get ready to get your jerseys of your favorite player. I'm thinking about getting a Keon Coleman jersey eventually because hey, I gotta rock the Cookie Monster as the member of the Bills Mafia. So
I have to get a new Giants jersey because I have to get rid of my Saquon jersey.
And not only that, but we also talk about the All-Star game. They definitely will have All-Star apparel. So use our affiliate in the bio wherever you get your podcasts. Please support the channel. Show us some love. And
by the way, the week of the All-Star game, since the All-Star game is actually before our podcast. I have an idea. We should actually do predictions.
We'll discuss that later. We will discuss that later. Right now, we have to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You jumping ahead. Who's the host here, Tyler? Who's the host? Cobra. All right. So we gotta get to the games of the weekend. We're gonna start with Kat, then Tyler, then we'll end with my sultry mind. So, Kat, pick 2.
Orioles, Texas. I think it's the Rangers.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, you were right.
And we're currently up 2-0 in the top of the 7th.
Yep.
So that's one I'm going to be kind of paying attention to all weekend.
Yep.
And then actually I'm going to be kind of watching the Yankees Blue Jays.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Not gonna lie.
They're down 3-1 right now.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
All right, Tyler.
I am watching them.
Ooh, I'm gonna obviously keep on the Yankees and Blue Jays. I'm also going to watch the Twins and Mariners.
Nice.
Mm.
And the Royals and the Guardians.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. And I will definitely be watching the biggest train wreck in baseball, known as the Rockies and White Sox. They're currently delayed right now, but That is a train wreck and a half, and I can't wait to watch that. And
even the weather said, no, we can't have this game.
Yep, and
I can't even believe that nobody chose the last game at 10:15 tonight.
Yep, and I am going to go with Cubs and Brewers. I'm hoping for a fight. But and there's one thing we forgot to do, and I am so ashamed to admit this, but not only is this week, crapping on the Mets because of Bobby Bonilla Day, but Independence Day is also next week. And by the time we get our podcast done, Independence Day will be done. So what I'm going to do is I am going to ask Kat, Tylor, and myself, what team that doesn't normally rock the red, white, and blue and doesn't already have a themed jersey for July 4th, like say the Padres with their camo, what team do you think would actually rock a American/military type themed jersey for Independence Day?
Ooh, do you want to go first, Kat?
That's the order, Kat.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Interesting.
Okay,
interesting.
I could see that.
I feel like they could do something with like an orange camo, like the orange and black kind of camo, and then have like a red, white, and blue team logo.
Yeah, something like that. I could see that. Realistically, I could see that as long as they don't have pants that match. Like seriously, baseball shouldn't do that.
No, they would have to have like a gray pants.
I think it should. It should
maybe white with a pinstripe.
A white pant. Actually, I think honestly with that, a white pants would go really nice.
Yeah.
Now, actually, then my choice is honestly, I don't know if this will count or not because they're City Connect jersey, but the Miami Marlins.
Oh yeah.
Miami Marlins have like a dark blue slash.
I could definitely see that with the sugar canes, bringing that back for Independence Day,
and having that in Miami, like instead of having the outline of the logo, have stars outline the logo.
Yes, I wholly
that would be pretty cool.
I wholly agree with that.
With red pants and a white jersey.
Yep, I definitely agree with that.
What about you, Cobra?
Well,
let's hear it, Cobra.
Well, with me, I would obviously, if I made a joke about the Brewers, making a beer and guns type of jersey, because
that would be cool as hell, actually.
But that was not my choice, unfortunately.
Really?
Yes, because I had an interesting idea with the Seattle Mariners. Considering the Seattle Mariners, of course, are maritime, so and have the compass as their logo, all this stuff. So I was thinking, like, they should have a jersey that looked like a World War II battleship. That had rivets. That had like
or a battleship in general.
Or like like it had the rivets on the top, but at the bottom would have the shark decal on it, like at the end of a ship. Like the old
have a USS Arizona on it.
Pretty much. Well, no, it'd be something Seattle related. But that's my opinion on what jerseys would look cool with with a Independence Day type theme. It also could be used for Memorial Day. But
what about? I actually had an idea for the Brewers. Combine them with Hooters.
No. Oh, first off, that would only be an Atlanta thing, because that's where Hooters is based out of. So that couldn't work.
Okay.
Anywho, and that is it for the Dirt and Turf podcast.
The Dirt and Turf podcast. Have a good night, guys.
Tylor, don't ever do that again. So special thanks to our affiliates. Fubo TV,
Mm-hmm.
W Energy.
Link down in the.
Yeah, can I read them off, Tyler? Fubo TV,
Yes,
W Energy, Bulletproof Coffee, Dr. Squatch, Duke Cannon, Sleeves, Century PC, and of course, Fanatics.
Link is down in the bio.
The links are our affiliate links are down in the bio wherever you get your podcasts. Hopefully we get a couple more podcasts because we need our seeds and gum, especially for the Dirt and Turf podcast.
We can't have baseball without seeds or gum.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. And and I kind of wanted to give a since this is the end of Pride Month, I would like to say this. I believe that all sports, no matter what they are, and no matter who you are, should be for everyone, regardless of what you do, and who you are. Sports are for everyone. I firmly believe that, especially us here at Dirt and Turf Podcast. Yeah, we all love our friends at the LGBTQ community. And once again, and of course, I'm Cobra, and on behalf of Kat and Tyler, happy Bobby Bonilla Day, Mets! All right, I gotta send him away.
And that is play ball.
Yep, play ball. All right, get him out of here.
5 years later.